Hello everybody, I'm Jose Betancourt, and as always thank you for viewing my videos. So, Happy New Year. It is 2019, and this is my first video of the year, and I'm going to talk about the Voigtlander Nokton 40mm f1.4. I bought this lens with my own money. I bought it from Adorama. I'm going to leave the link in the description. I bought an adapter for my Fuji mounts, and a nice fancy lens hood. I got that from Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description as well. I wanted a retro look. I wanted a lens that was going to not only look really premium and feel premium, because this lens is, even though it's very small, it's very compact, it is robust and it feels super premium. The glass is beautiful to look at, and the body is all metal. So there's nothing cheap about this lens. And the optics, what you get out of this lens, whether you're shooting color or black and white, there's a single coating which gives everything a different look when compared to the multi-coating, because there's two versions of this lens. And at 1.4, you're getting the ability to shoot in very low light. And because this is manual focus, shooting at 1.4 can be a challenge unless you're using focus peaking. So what I did with my X Pro 1, and that's where this Voigtlander lens is going to sit the most. Using the optical viewfinder, I'm trying to keep it retro, trying to keep it old school. Now, of course, I'm still using a digital camera, so I have unlimited amounts of space to take a photo, look at it in the viewfinder, and determine whether it's a keeper or not. So this is not a film camera. And by the way, I'm looking for a film camera. If you have any recommendations, leave it in the comment section. I'd appreciate it. But because the X Pro 1 has the optical viewfinder and I have a manual rangefinder lens, it is a lot of fun. I wanted to have that challenge where I would have to preset everything, meaning I can determine that if I'm in New York City and in a bright sunny day, I'm going to set my aperture to about 8. Then I have to set my focus range from infinity, and then determine what's my minimum focus range. And then my shutter speed. I would put my shutter speed to around 500, put my ISO to about 200. It would all depend on how sunny it is and whether I'm going to shoot in black and white, and if I want to utilize harsh light combined with shadows. I mean, there's so many possibilities when you're going out there and doing photographs, and when you have a rangefinder lens like this combined with a body that has an optical viewfinder, it just provides a new challenge for me, but it's a lot of fun. I took it to New York City. The shots you're seeing are all in New York City and all manual. Once again, manual lens. I tried not to use focus peaking. The focus peaking on the X Pro 1 is not that good. You only get one option: bright white. And because I shoot in black and white, I can see it a little more than I would in color, but it's a real challenge. And until I get or I learn how to set everything, especially the focus range, how to preset everything, what people call it hyper focus, until I begin to really get the grasp of that, I will always jump 50% into electrical and optical viewfinder, so that I can sometimes determine, okay, this is 4 feet. Let me set my focus distance on the lens to 4 feet. Let me stand back. It's about 4.5 feet or so, and then you'll see, based on the aperture, there's a combination, and that's just for the lens itself. That's not that's not determining your shutter and your ISO. So that's what got me into photography in the first place, was that challenge of having all 3 phases of ISO, shutter speed, aperture, and bringing out an image in your own creation. Now I have an extra layer of fun that allows me to possibly take away the necessity of using autofocus. Autofocus, sometimes you'll get, you can have a very fast camera with a very fast lens, but sometimes autofocus will mess up. It'll hunt and you miss a shot. So a lot of people, even with Leicas, especially in the old days where there were not any autofocus lenses or cameras, they preset their focus distance. And let's say if I know that I want to take photos of people about 5 feet away from me, I would set it up like that. And all I would have to do is do my composition, maybe make a few adjustments on my ISO and shutter speed, but everything would be in focus. Now that's the theory. Now executing that theory is a whole nother ball game. And so you'll see in these shots that I made some keepers and some aren't in focus as they should be, or as I want them to be. But because I felt like I got good shots, or I took a specific shot at a moment that I wanted, I'm not doing this photography for other people. It's, the photography is what I see and what I deem worthy of taking a photo of. Some of them are not 100% in focus, but I'm keeping them anyway. So you'll see them here. But back to the Voigtlander Nokton lens. There's a whole lineup. You'll have up to 15 millimeter, as low as 15 millimeter. Very wide lenses. You'll have 90 millimeter, even macro. And if you're plain and simple, if you're using a mirrorless camera with focus peaking, you could use these lenses easily. When I put I was using the XH1, and I put the Voigtlander on the XH1, and because the focus peaking is so good on the XH1, combined with image in-body stabilization, wow. It was almost, I felt like I was cheating, because I was doing it the hard way with the X Pro 1. And then it was so easy with the XH1. So I have it back on my X Pro 1, and I'm going to continue to teach myself how to properly use this rangefinder lens. Would I recommend this lens? Absolutely. It takes awesome black and white photos. Of course, at the end of the day, it's all up to the person taking the photograph and utilizing their creativity to provide an image they want to showcase to other people. So it's not all the camera, it's not all the lens, but they certainly help. And there are characteristics to each lens. And this Voigtlander Nokton 40mm f1.4 has a character that is really unique and really special to me. So I highly recommend it. Let me know in the comment section if you have your own Nokton lens. Which one do you have, and for which body do you have it for? And as I stated, if you have any recommendations for film cameras, please let me know. I would love to hear it. So until next time, I'm Jose Betancourt. Talk to you soon.